I don't know.
Good evening. Welcome to our October 1st, 2024 City Council meeting. It is 7 p.m. Meeting is now in session. Tonight's invocation will be led by Pastor Matt Chavez from One and All, and Councilman Contos will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. All rise.
I just kneel. Yeah.
Thank you for the opportunity. Let's pray. God, we thank you for this great opportunity to come together, united as one city, one of the greatest cities in the world, Lord. We thank you, God, for this opportunity that we get to come together to serve our community, Lord. And I'm grateful, Lord, for your hand upon all of our council, Lord, and all of our even people coming in, Lord, that we get to this, just as long as we have breath, we know we have purpose, and we know you always have a plan. So we ask you for wisdom, God, that you continue to give us clarity. And we know it's a lot of messiness and always in the middle, but we thank you, God, that you're always with us. You're always guiding us. And we ask you to continue to allow us, Lord, just to continue to excel, God, with excellence, Lord, in all that we pursue, to do what's best, God, and to give us wisdom along the way, and to give us that supernatural kind of strength and courage, Lord. We thank you, God, for your beautiful prosperity and peace. In Jesus' name, everybody said, amen.
Amen. We ask that all hats be removed. Please follow my lead. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Assistant City Clerk, roll call, please.
Good evening, Mayor. Councilman Contos.
Here.
Councilwoman Diaz.
Here.
Councilwoman Lopez Viado.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Wu.
Yep.
Mayor Calderon Tabatabai.
Present.
Thank you.
City Attorney, is there anything to be reported out of closed session?
There's nothing to report, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
All right. Moving on to presentations.
Testing.
If I can invite Acting Chief Mike Fountain to the front. All right, yeah. Good. The 2024 fire prevention theme is smoke alarms, make them work for you. Acting Chief Mike Fountain has a few words about smoke alarms. It's exciting.
Thank you, Mayor. I appreciate it. Every year, we have a fire prevention week, and the NFPA, National Protection Fire Agency, has provided and worked with fire departments throughout the country 1 week a year to promote a specific fire prevention message. We all know that we would like to prevent a fire before it starts in order to save lives. And this year's topic of smoke detectors is one that we like to talk about on a regular basis. A lot of people don't realize it. They take smoke detectors for granted. They don't check their own homes. So this is a great reminder to make smoke detectors work for you. If you haven't done it, work with your family to develop a plan. Check your smoke detectors. You should check them every month by pressing the button on the smoke detector to make sure that they're in good and proper working order. If they're the type that has a regular battery, those batteries should be changed at time change or twice a year. And most smoke detectors now come with 10-year batteries. And that's about the end of a serviceable life for a smoke detector. So we really need to be aware of those. Over 50% of fire fatalities in the home result in homes that don't have a fire or a smoke detector or have one that isn't functioning correctly. So it's a really important message. So remember, have those smoke detectors in every bedroom, outside every bedroom area, on every floor of your home. And to help promote this, Fire Prevention Week, we ask all the residents to really take this to heart and work with us and work with the NFPA and the West Covina Fire Department. To kick off our week, we're going to have a special event at Fire Station 2 on October 5th, starting at 10 a.m. We're going to have activities for the kids, some demonstrations, and it's just a great way to kick off a great Fire Prevention Week. So we hope to see you there at Station 2 on October 5th. Thank you very much.
All right, fantastic. Thank you. Oh yes. Oh my goodness. The proclamation. Forgot the photo. I was thinking how I tested our smoke alarms the other day by burning some tortillas, so we're all good. But proclamation, National Fire Prevention Week, October 6th through the 12th, 2024, whereas the city of West Covina is committed to ensuring the safety and security of all those living in and visiting West Covina, and whereas fire is a serious public safety concern, both locally and nationally, and homes are the locations where people are at greatest risk from fire, and whereas home fires killed more than 2,700 people in the United States in 2022, according to the National Fire Protection Association, and fire departments in the United States responded to 360,000 home fires, and whereas roughly 3 out of 5 fire deaths happen in homes with either no smoke alarms or with no working smoke alarms, and whereas working smoke alarms cut the risk of dying in reported home fires almost in half. And whereas smoke alarms sense smoke well before you can, alerting you to danger in the event of fire, in which you may have as little as 2 minutes to escape safely. And whereas the city of West Covina residents should install smoke alarms in every sleeping room, outside each sleeping area, and on every level of the home. And whereas the city of West Covina residents will make sure their smoke alarms meet the needs of all their family members, including those with sensory or physical disabilities. And whereas the city of West Covina residents should test smoke alarms at least once a month. And whereas residents who have planned and practiced a home fire escape plan are more prepared and will therefore be more likely to survive fire. And whereas the city of West Covina first responders are dedicated to reducing the occurrence of home fires and home fire injuries through prevention and protection education. And whereas the city of West Covina residents are responsive to public education measures and are able to take personal steps to increase their safety from fire, especially in their homes. And whereas the 2024 Fire Prevention Week theme, Smoke Alarms, Make Them Work for You, serves to remind us the importance of having working smoke alarms in the home. Now, therefore, I, Brian Calderon Tabatabai, Mayor of West Covina, on behalf of the entire City Council, do hereby proclaim October 6th through the 12th, 2024, as National Fire Prevention Week throughout this city, and urge all the people of the City of West Covina to protect their homes and families by heeding the potential life-saving message of Fire Prevention Week 2024. Smoke alarms, make them work for you, and to support the many public safety activities and efforts by the City of West Covina Fire Department and Emergency Services on this first day of October 2024.
I know. Bring up all the firemen.
Yeah. Let's get the
Group photo.
all the guys out.
They're all here.
Yeah.
have a lot of experience at this.
You got this. You got this.
Doing great.
It'll be at the city of West Covina.
Oh, bring up the mic.
Fire Station 2.
On Cortez.
Fire Station 2 is located do we have the address for Fire Station 2?
2441 East Cortez. Fire Station 2, 2441 East Cortez, right next to the Senior Center.
I'll have some flyers outside.
All right. Oh, we balanced.
They had a firefighter at Chili's, and I see some of them who served
right.
that evening. So thank you again for serving.
All right. If we can invite Mary Conyalian, Chief Nurse and Clinical Executive at Eminent Health Hospital, to the front.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor. Thank you for inviting us.
Oh, definitely.
I am presenting Emanate Health, Queen of the Valley Hospital, our cancer center. I am so happy to let you know what an awesome center we have. I'm so glad that the councilmen, that you all have visited our cancer center. You can speak to it. And it already has been 1 year. I cannot believe 1 year has gone. And our service has grown dramatically. The first one, we had only 22 patients. Today, we see over 500 patients. I mean, numbers are good. What I'm trying to say is we are serving the West Covina community and the surrounding communities, providing health care, cancer care to our patients with the most equipment that we have, state-of-the-art equipment that we have. So I'm very excited to let you know about that, and thank you so much for letting us come here and receive the proclamation. One more note, October is Cancer Month, it's Breast Cancer Month. Because of that, on October 5th, from 5 to 7 o'clock in the afternoon, we do have a community outreach to teach them about breast cancer. Our physicians, the oncologists are going to discuss how to manage what are the symptoms of breast cancer and what can we do about that. So if you know, you can invite people. It will be at Queen of the Valley Hospital in the Oakwood Room in our conference center. Everyone is welcome. It's all free, and we have food, of course. Thank you so much.
No, thank you. And we are here. It is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And so, Breast Cancer Awareness Month can mean different things to different people. I know for myself, my grandmother was a breast cancer survivor. And, it's something I think impacts many families. And as a football coach myself, it is also the month where all our players wear pink, whether it be the pink gloves or the pink towels. And it's something, so many of our players honor their moms, honor their tias, honor their families, by doing so. Breast Cancer Awareness Month is an international health campaign that is held every October. This month aims to promote screening and prevention of the disease, which affects 2.3 million women worldwide. Known best for its pink theme color. All right. And made sure to wear my pink today. The month features a number of campaigns and programs aimed at supporting people diagnosed with breast cancer, including those with metastatic breast cancer, educating people about breast cancer risk factors, encouraging women to go for regular breast cancer screening starting at age 40 or earlier, and fundraising for breast cancer research. And although breast cancer is much more common in women, breast cancer affects men too. In 2021, President Joe Biden designated October 17th to October 23rd Men's Breast Cancer Awareness Week. According to the American Cancer Society, 2,790 men in the U.S. will be diagnosed with breast cancer in 2024, and about 530 are expected to die from the disease. But lack of awareness and stigma can be barriers to detection and care in men, trans men, and non-binary people. So again, we are so proud of Eminent and to have Eminent be part of the West Covina community. All of the things that are happening there. Again, just bringing the best of care to the residents of West Covina and the residents of the San Gabriel Valley and LA County.
It is amazing how wide the service is of our cancer center. And so we're so proud that we are able to provide the best care to our community. That's our goal.
All right. And so here is our proclamation for National Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Mayor. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, now I'd like to invite Deborah Ward, CEO of the YWCA, to the front to receive our proclamation for National Domestic Abuse Awareness Month. First observed in October 1981 as a National Day of Unity, Domestic Violence Awareness Month is held each October as a way to unite advocates across the nation in their efforts to end domestic violence. Communities and advocacy organizations across the country connect with the public and one another throughout the month to raise awareness about the signs of abuse and ways to stop it, and to uplift survivor stories and provide additional resources to leaders and policymakers. In partnership with the Domestic Violence Awareness Project, the 2024 Domestic Violence Awareness Month theme is Heal, Hold, and Center. As we work to end domestic violence this month and beyond, we must embrace the many ways we can heal, from violence, hold space for survivors, and center those most marginalized. I am going to pass the mic over to Deborah, whose YWCA does so much. And I'd like you to talk a little bit about what the YWCA does and Domestic Violence Awareness Month.
Thank you. Well, I just want to say thank you. What an honor to get this proclamation and to be acknowledged by West Covina. As mentioned, Deborah Ward, and I'm CEO of the YWCA. Standing next to me is Gio Martinez. She is our Associate Director of our shelter program. We have both a residential as well as a non-residential program, and we are set for this month. We have about 10 activities throughout the entire month. Starting yesterday with a big conference out of LA that we were a major contributor in terms of planning. I would suggest anyone that wants to get involved to go to our website, ywcasgv.org. And I'm going to pass it over. We want to do a little tag team and to let Gio talk about the programs in the shelter.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Gio Martinez. I use she and ella pronouns. Just a little bit about our domestic violence shelter and our shelter programs. I know that we're talking about domestic violence, and typically it is a cisgender heterosexual topic where the majority of our clients come from relationships that have experienced abuse throughout their lifetime. But the domestic violence happens to everyone. Just like you mentioned that breast cancer can happen to men, non-binary folks, and gender non-conforming folks. This can happen to the LGBTQ community. We can have male survivors. This happens to our youth. There's teen dating violence that happens. So I think it's really important that we center all survivors when we talk about domestic violence. The one honor that I love about working with the YWCA San Gabriel Valley is that our services are open to everyone, and we provide free services. So there's no reason for someone not to be able to come and receive the support. One of our main events that we have this month is our Candlelight Vigil, which is happening on October 17th. We invite all of our San Gabriel Valley community to come and not only honor survivors who are continuously thriving from domestic violence, but to honor those who have fallen because of domestic violence. So I thank you, Mayor, for inviting us and highlighting Domestic Violence Awareness Month.
No, and thank all of you before we do the photo. Just the YWCA is such it's beyond a resource here in the San Gabriel Valley. It really brings hope to folks. I've had the honor of being part of a few of your events and been able to tour and just again that you hold the most vulnerable, the people when they need that support and are at their most loneliest stage, and you're there for them. and your work deserves to be honored and acknowledged. I'm proud that we're able to do that today, but it needs to be done every day. So just thank you for all of your work. I understand it's hard work. It's work that you take home with you, but it is the work that needs to be done, and y'all do it so well. So this proclamation, National Domestic Violence Awareness Month.
Thank you. Thank you to the council.
So, Mayor, you're wearing pink for breast cancer, wearing purple for domestic violence. Those are the two colors for this month, pink and purple. So we got it covered. The council got it covered.
Next month, meeting will switch. There you go. All right. So moving on. Now for our city manager's report, which will be given by our city manager, Paulina Morales.
Thank you, Mayor, and good evening, Mayor and council members. Tonight's a quick city manager's report. First and foremost, we wanted to recap on our Mega Moon Festival that we had 2 weekends ago. It was a major success. We had over 10,000 attendees, over 200 vendors, over 30 performances from different organizations in the community. And it was a great partnership with the Chinese American Association of West Covina. They, as well as the Qingdao General Chamber of Commerce, each donated $5,000 back to the city. So it was a contribution of $10,000 for the city from this event, for the Community Services Foundation, let me clarify. And so it was a very great event. And then this year we were able to add on the cosplay contest that we had throughout both Saturday and Sunday. And so we had some great performances from Noda, and I forgot the other, Dreamboat, thank you, and Dreamboat. So we're hoping that if you didn't attend this year, that hopefully next year we'll see you in attendance at the Mega Moon Festival. We also had the Super Senior Day with our West Covina Chamber. They had over 45 attendees, and it was to provide the attendees connected with vendors offering services tailored to seniors' needs, creating space focused on care. The event also fostered collaboration among vendors, sparking future partnerships to provide more educational opportunities and support. The next event that we had this past Saturday was the Cha-Cha Truck. This has seemed to be one of our very popular events. We bring out different vehicles from our police department, fire department, maintenance department, code enforcement, as well as vehicles from Foothill Transit, MV Transit, and Athens Services. And it gives the community an opportunity to get up close and personal with these vehicles and these different apparatuses that are used throughout our community to serve our residents. And so we had over 2,000 in attendance, and we had interactive experience for the family, balloon twister, cross food, DJ, face painting, and bubble mania. So we hope that we see more residents and more community members attending next year. Also wanted to share that the City of West Covina received the Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting for the Annual Comprehensive Financial Report for the fiscal year ending in June 2023, and a Distinguished Budget Presentation Award for the 2024-25 budget from the Government Finance Officers Association. The Certificate of Achievement is the highest form of recognition in the area of governmental accounting and financial reporting. And so we're very excited to announce that we received these awards for our budget. Our West Covina Discover Fall Edition is out. It's on our website, and it should be in people's mailboxes at the end of this week, if not early next week. We want to continue to promote our homebuyer assistance program. We've completed the programs that were at the Lennar Project, Asteria, and the one here up on Vincent and Cameron. The last development that has the program available is the Grove at Merced by RC Homes. They are they will be hosting an open house this Saturday, October 5th, and each family will be offered $20,000 with a total program assistance amount of $100,000. So it'll be going towards 5 first-time home buyers in our community. Just wanted to provide an update on the senior center. We are moving forward with the senior center roof replacement and HVAC upgrades. It is set to enhance the comfort and safety in both facilities. So it's two buildings at the senior center. The blue is the community center, the north building, and the red is the senior center, the one that faces Cortez. So that's the one most people see. The renovations will commence at the Senior Center South Building around Thanksgiving, with the improvements expected to take around 4 weeks to complete. During this period, the community center will experience a week without air conditioning, while the senior center may face similar situation, potentially extending to 2 weeks depending on the condition of the roof. So as we move forward with these improvements, we'll make sure that the users of the facility are aware of the impacts that these improvements will have to the facility moving forward with that. But we're hoping that we can get that done and we can make those upgrades to our senior center. We also just wanted to provide our residents with information regarding the voting centers in West Covina and the vote by mail drop boxes that are located in our community. These are also going to be available on our website, if not already, if you want to know where you can vote in our community. And then a couple upcoming events. We have a couple in October. It's going to be another busy month. We have Shadow Oak Community Center Open House. So this is our, I believe it's our second annual open house tour that we do of all our facilities to welcome residents, community members to come and learn about our different facilities and the programs and services offered at each facility. So Shadow Oak will be Thursday, October 3rd. As we mentioned today, we have our Fire Prevention Week open house Saturday, October 5th at Fire Station 2, which is by Cortez Park. This Saturday, we also have the Aiki Matsuri, and I apologize if I didn't say that right, Fall Festival this Saturday as well from 12 to 6 at the East San Gabriel Valley Japanese Community Center. Next Tuesday, we'll have the Reading Adventure and Family Pumpkin Paint Night, October 15th. The Harvest Festival at Hearst Ranch, Saturday, October 19th from 10 to 2. We're also bringing back the Red Ribbon Rally that we stopped doing it since the pandemic. And so this is the first time we're bringing that event back, and it's going to be at West Covina High School on Saturday, October 26th. That same day, that evening, we have our West Covina Festival Frights and Kiwanis Club of West Covina Carktoberfest from 4 to 9 at the historic downtown West Covina. And then the West Covina Chamber is having a Boo and Brew happy hour Wednesday, October 30th at the Cove Cocktail Bar. It is a ticketed event. Please check their website for more information. And then November, we're going to be having the Veterans Day ceremony Monday, November 11th, and then the West Covina Small Business Saturday, November 30th. And as a reminder, we will not be having a city council meeting November 5th due to Election Day. That concludes my presentation. Thank you.
All right, we will now move to oral communications. If anyone would like to address the council, please fill out an orange speaker card and submit it to the Assistant City Clerk. When you hear your name being called, please start lining up in the center row. The timer will start when you reach the podium. Requests to speak on agenda items will be heard prior to requests to speak on non-agenda items. How many speakers do we have?
Mayor, we have 10 speakers this evening. Our first speaker is John Shoemaker, followed by Gary Chow, followed by Cesar Alvarado. Mr. Shoemaker.
had to make sure I had this brace on because when my family saw it, they had taken it off for a little too long last meeting. Let's put it this way, I'm not going to do it again until the doctor says okay. Tonight I'm going to talk about 4 items: the Planning Commission or lack of meetings, lack of discussions by the City Council about finances, lack of feedback or input from the West Covina Chamber, and lack of support for the Hispanic Heritage Month. Notice there's some consistency in there, lack of. The Planning Commission meetings, historically, and I had been going to those things since the late 90s, early 2000s, would use downtime. I think we've had 1 meeting in the last 3 months to examine policies, procedures, and things such as that. You know, at one time when we had Crazy Horse and those things where they were causing a lot of problems, they had a procedure in place that conditional use permits were examined every 6 months to a year to see if they were in compliance. If we were still following something like that, we probably wouldn't have had a lot of the problems that we've had at the 5-Star Inn. Number 2, the absolute silence by the council regarding budgetary problems. No agenda items about the obscene overtime in public safety. But there is a staff person who is monitoring, which is council speak for, we're doing absolutely nothing. It seems as council has, what's the term that's used in some areas, quiet quit, or quietly quitting your job? Seems that that's what's happened here. Under the pay scale, which I'm going to be donating the increase to charity at each meeting when I'm on council, is making around $200 an hour. That includes doubling council time for outside activities. West Covina Chamber sent an email with the request about a week and a half ago. No response. A couple other people did the same thing. No response. So our chamber has the same customer service skills as our senior staff. Oh, that's right. Our senior staff is in charge of the chamber, which strikes me as kind of odd because it doesn't give them the freedom to do things that they need to really represent the businesses in our community. The other item was the lack of support for Hispanic Heritage Month. But we support many other one-time events and things like that versus they have a month's worth of activities. Now the question, considering the well-known derogatory comments from at least one member of the City Council and her husband, who is the Wu majority spokesperson, is this related to intense dislike for a young Hispanic woman in charge of the GWC because she is independent and not kissing the ring, or because of her heritage? Neither is a good look for the city. Regarding the Moon Festival, good event. Once again, it proves the wrong Wu is on the City Council. Regarding attendance, I'm glad there was a change to the number. I mean, the number of 10,000 is a nice number to have. Because the one that was published of tens of thousands, I took as that being as accurate as the budget numbers for the last 4 or 5 years. Oh, and regarding the presentation awards. Back in the 90s when I was in the software industry, I worked for a company that every year was getting, I believe it was the MCI or Sprint Customer Service and Satisfaction Award. So I asked the VP one time, how are we getting this award? I know we're good. He said, real simple, John. We fill out the application, pay the fee. They send us the award. What we need is an award for the accuracy of the budget and our reports, not for how pretty they look. We need substance over form. Thank you.
Gary Chow, followed by Cesar Alvarado, followed by Nam Nguyen.
Good evening, Mayor, council members. My name is Gary Chow. I am a Mount Sac trustee. Tonight, I'd like to address 2 points and talk about Measure V, bond measure on the November ballot. I only have time to talk about 2 items, and I really want to address 2 questions that a voter might ask who might be inclined to vote no. The first question is the amount of the bond, $750 million. It is a lot of money. The But before you have that initial knee-jerk reaction on such a large amount, let me break it down into a little bit more palatable numbers. The cost of the bond is $15 per $100,000 of assessed value. Therefore, if your house is assessed at $500,000, the bond will cost you about $75 a year. How long? The commitment is for 30 years. Okay. The reason why bonds are on the ballot is due to the funding nature of our state government. K through 12 community colleges, they are only funded with monies to pay for operational costs. That means salaries and direct costs. There is no money for infrastructure improvements, capital improvements, new buildings. These monies must come from bonds. And this is why the bond is on the ballot. In addition to our Measure V on the ballot, there's also Measure 2, which is on the ballot. Measure 2 is a $1 billion bond, state bond, which $850 million is earmarked for K through 12, and $150 million is for community colleges. This leads me to my second question is, why a voter might ask, why am I voting for a bond in which I have no direct benefit? There's no direct benefit for me. And I think most of us would agree that education is a good thing. And as a trustee of the college, I meet a lot of students, and a very common phrase I hear from the students is, this is the first place where somebody believed in me. And so believing in me would make you think that it's a face-to-face interaction, but believing in me also represents having a modern facility and a conducive learning environment. For many of our students, the college is a safe haven from the chaos at home, a place to feel safe, a place you can dream big. 70% of our students are on some type of financial aid. 65% are Hispanic, 20% Asian, 10% white, 5% black. For most of these students, the college is not just their first choice, it's their only choice. So our students don't come from the affluent aspects of society. And so education levels the playing field. And this is why I need your help to convince those voters who might be inclined to vote no to vote yes. Your endorsement of the bond will send a message to the community that this is money well spent and you believe and you support in education. I wish to thank you very much. Side note, Councilmember Cantos, I know we've been playing phone tag. Perhaps you can call me anytime. I'll be glad to take your call, all right? But thank you very much, council members, for your time. I hope to hear your affirmative endorsement of Measure V. Thank you very much.
Cesar Alvarado, followed by Nam Nguyen, followed by Hassan Sassi.
Yali, Kualite Otlak, Newanatoka Cesar Tlatuani Loado. Hello and good evening, honorable council members and community of West Covina. My name is Cesar Tlatuani Alvarado, and I stand before you being the student trustee of Mount San Antonio College. It is my job to represent the over 70,000 students at our institution, and I'm also part of our statewide student government, being the regional affairs director for Region 8 of our community college system and representing 14 colleges. I'm also a resident of West Covina, and this is a city that's very near and dear to me, and I consider home. I rise before you to strongly urge the support of Bond Measure V. As my colleague has demonstrated before you, we strongly urge support of Measure V and the other measures on our ballot that support education. We do that because of the demographics that we serve at our institution, who are overwhelmingly people of color, overwhelmingly people of low socioeconomic status, and first-generation college students. As my colleague has mentioned, Mount SAC is either the only opportunity that our students have to get an education, or it is their second choice or their third choice. We accept all students at Mount San Antonio College. When I hear the stories of my constituents. I hear the stories of resilience. I hear the stories of pain. I hear the stories of students that need support. And these bonds that are on our ballot, both previously and currently, would do much to alleviate that stress and give them an opportunity to pull themselves up by their bootstraps. I am no stranger to this. As many of y'all know, I represent not only my institution and my constituents, but I also have had much strife. I would like to give a verbal content warning about some abuse and some other struggles that I have been through. 2 days before I was supposed to be sworn into my position, I was kicked out of my house because of my queer identity. Mount SAC took me in and they supported me. They gave me an apartment. They gave me support through our basic needs program, and they gave me a community that I could call home. My story is not unique to Mount San Antonio College. There are many students at our institution that need the support, and this bond will go a long way in supporting our students. Like my colleague had mentioned, it gives a great sense of community and security. Supporting this bond means supporting Generation Z and Generation Alpha, the generation after me, and it means supporting education and future generations. We strongly urge you to support this bond measure as it will help us fund future developments, construction on our campus, and continue the great work that we are doing at our institution. Thank you very much.
Nam Nguyen, followed by Hassan Sassi, followed by Sherry Barolian.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and council member. My name is Nam Nguyen. I'm the president of the United Walnut Taxpayers Organization. I'm here. I'm honored to have the opportunity to present our opposition to the Mount SAC bond measure. Our board members and the board members of the Chinese American Association of Walnut unanimously voted to oppose this bond measure. And we oppose the bond measure not because we are against education, but we are against the lack of accountability and transparency. And I heard Trustee Gary Chow mention two questions to the voters. Number one is the amount of property tax, $15 per 100,000 in assessed value for the property. In my own personal experience, for the last several years, the average tax that I pay is about $400 on the assessed value of $650,000 for my home. So the number that the Mount SAC published to me seems to be misleading, seems to be underestimated. Secondly, I addressed earlier that we are not against education. And we just want to make sure that the taxpayers' money be spent wisely. And we look at the bond request from Mount SAC. This is the fourth bond request since 2001. In total, it's $2 billion, including this bond request for this November ballot. And if you add the interest to this bond, it could total up to $4 billion. And we think that this is such a burden to the community that we believe that it is unfair to the community to bear such burden. We look into the other community college, and our own research indicates that Mount SAC is probably the number one school district that has the most bond requests compared to other school districts of same size. And one of the items that really caught our attention is that the bond request from Mount SAC listed similar problems that was used to justify the 2018 bond request for the same amount, namely fixing leaky roof, removing asbestos, and so on. And we're asking, why are those projects not being prioritized? And why are these problems continue to be the problem 6 years after the bond was approved to correct exactly the same problem? And so we just want to demand more accountability from the college. And proponents of this bond measure mentioned that this will help the student, and we believe that the bond measure only be used to improve the construction or the equipment. And it does not reduce the tuition for student. And I've heard a student of Mausac mention about the college ability to help with the housing for students at risk. I frankly don't really know how that program would work for all of the students of Mausac, because the main goal of the school is to educate, not to get into an area where it could be the more responsibility for other agencies and public health assistance to these students. And so we also think that more and more students will be taking online class. And so building out more structure and more building up to a certain point will diminish the return of investment. And we strongly urge you to vote no on Measure V. Yeah, thank you for your attention.
Hassan Sassi, followed by Sherry Barillion, followed by Rafael Castillon. Hassan.
Good evening. My name is Hassan Sassi. That's people having difficulty pronouncing my name, even though it's an easy name. But in any case, thank you, the Honorable Mayor, for accepting our letter and responding to us. I am also part of the United Walnut Taxpayers that I co-founded, and NAM is the president at this time of the organization. Historically, we had something going with Mount San Antonio College. Just for your information, I live and my backyard overlooks Mount San Antonio College. When I look outside, I see the campus. My kids went to Mount San Antonio College. They went to Walnut High School, just like you did, Mr. Mayor. And I would like also to recognize here Mr. Cantos. Mr. Cantos, I read your biography, and I'm so proud of the things you have done, things you do for our community. In the past, I lived in West Covina for 7 years. My kids went to Yorpita, and then we moved to Walnut, and we've been resident of Walnut for the last 36 years. And I'm very active. I am a UC Berkeley graduate. I went through the war thing and the anti-war movement and all of that stuff. So in any case, I'm still active and activated by the movement of the 1960s. And I'm an educator. I spent 30 years of my life teaching at USC, at Cal Poly, at Berkeley for 3 years. And I am not anti-education, and Gary and everybody else know that, because I am an educator myself. And my kids, 3 of them, are teachers. One of them taught at Pomona Unified School District. She's now at Fontana Unified School District. My son is a medical doctor. He's a UCLA medical professor or associate professor in medical school. My other daughter is also a teacher, and she taught at LA Unified. I worked for LA Unified as a consultant for 5 years. And I overlooked all their projects that were bonded. And the question remained to see, as an educator, how can you educate? And I tell you this, some people asked me in the past, would you need a facility to teach? I said, put them in a camp, put them in a tent. I would be able to teach them. Mount Sac, on the other hand, as NAM have mentioned, they have used $1.5 billion so far from bond money. and they're asking us to pay more for taxes. Now combine the previous bond with the new bond, and the taxes would be definitely doubled. I am paying more than 15 cents on the present bond, 15 cents per, and they are contradicting, as a matter of fact, themselves. Because in the proposal that they had for the bond, they're talking about 2 cents per $100. And then they, next door to it, they say $15 per 100,000 square feet, of assessed value of your property. And I say, I'm a mathematician. I could see the contradiction. 2 cents doesn't make 15, it makes 20. Okay? This gentleman pays 24 cents per 100,000. I pay about 20 per 100,000. Now, combine that with the next 20, and the previous whatever bond that they had in 2008 and 2018, I understand that your district also in 2016, after I think 16 years of not having any bond, passed the bond for $143,000. $143 million. And my time is going up, so I'm going to mention by name Mayor Pro Tem Wu. Thank you for listening to me. Ms. Diaz, Ms. Lopez, and Mr., of course, the gentleman to my right here, Mr. Cantos, and the city manager and city attorney. I'm not sure if they are here. The residents of West Covina, which I lived in for 7 years. But there are two other, please read your book. There are two other measures, Proposition 2 and Proposition 4. They're asking for $20 billion for us to pay. In addition, Pomona is doing 350. My time is up. Yes. Thank you so much for listening. I am available. I left my phone number on my card. If you have any questions, please call me. Thank you.
Sherry Barillon, followed by Rafael Castillon, followed by Frank Williams.
My name is Sherry Barillon. We, as a group, called the League of Women Voters and asked if there was going to be a forum here for our own elections here in West Covina for the city council, and they said no. So we have formed a group, and we've put together a pretty good group, and we want to have our own forum here. We've got a little backup, but I've been trying with the city manager for a week to get confirmation. We'd love to have the forum here in this chamber. You already have the microphones. It would be televised, so we wouldn't have a problem. We're going to view it through the Facebook on the forum and the Buzz. We have a great group. It'll be next Wednesday night, starting at 5:30. The forum does not start until 6, but 5:30 start filling out for the people to come and fill out questions. We've got two dynamite groups coming in supporting us, both historical groups here in West Covina. And we've even had two food vendors offer to bring food in and feed us, which we're not going to say no to, whether it's here or at our second location. But we would like the council to consider it so that we can come here, set up, and have the forum next Wednesday night at 5:30. And 3, we've already contacted 3. Everything is typed up. The only thing blank is where we're going to have it. Even the letters inviting our participants, it's just a blank because we don't know where to go. So could you just give me an idea of when we could find out so that we can send the letters out and get things set up? Thank you.
Rafael Castillon, followed by Frank Williams, followed by Herman.
Hey, folks. How you doing? Roxanne, love the clips on social media. Just a lot of energy. Love it. I watch all of them. Oddly enough, this Saturday also, I saw another clip of 100 kids riding through our mall on bicycles. I know you've all heard of gateway drugs. That's a gateway crime right there. You don't think they'll do anything? I ask all the 7-Eleven owners who get 50 kids on bikes going through there, ripping apart their stores. I've been asking for this for a while now. I know what the budget's like. I've seen the budget. I know we really don't have the money we need to put for public safety. So let's work on a tax. Nobody wants to hear it, okay? But I'm going to say it anyway. Sales tax, property tax, whatever it takes to get our public safety up and strong. Our budget doesn't account for cost of living for our officers and our firemen. It doesn't account for cost of new equipment, excuse me, or technology, which keeps expanding and more costly every time. I'm only worried about West Covina. I'm not particularly cared about anything else. My kids live here. I've been living here for over 20 years. This is what I care about. This is why I'm here. What do we all care about? I mean, I understand, hey, we want a lot of things. But what's really important? All the vessels we have aren't going to mean anything if they're overrun by drug dealers, criminals. And no, it hasn't happened yet. But I give an example. Like Thomas Jefferson said, the price of freedom is eternal vigilance. So is the price of peace. The price of peace is eternal vigilance. What I would question is, are we aggressive enough on protecting our people, our Covina citizens? Does the district attorney need more help? Does it need more rules, more statutes, more ordinances to be able to convict people better? So we don't just say, well, it's a small crime, let's let it go. You know, in God's eyes, correct me if I'm wrong, all sin is a sin, correct? It's all viewed as sin, whether it's small or big. Why should we be any different if we follow God's example? Every crime is a crime. It should be gone after. Keep our people safe. All I'm asking is, let's protect our way of life. I'm not here to start any trouble. I don't want anybody's job. I'm not here to do anything other than say, hey, guys, I'm speaking for a lot of guys out there like me that are really tired of seeing stuff like this going on. If you guys drive around the city, you'll see Marine Corps flags all over the city. There's a lot of us out there. Now, if these youngsters think that we can't or we won't, they're mistaken. They are mistaken. I've been approached many a time about, hey, Rafa, do we need a militia group? I keep saying no. I trust in city council. I trust in our police force. Let's give them the tools. Rather than you go out and drop $700 on ammo and something else, let's put that money into our police force, into our fire department. Let's put that money into the people who should be entrusted with this. I think if you were to just mention it to my neighbors, to your neighbors, hey guys, we need more money for our own safety. I guarantee you, it doesn't matter how many tax breaks you give a business, how much incentive you have them to come into the city. The first time somebody goes through Portos and rips that place apart, how likely do you think they're going to stay? Eastland Mall, they're getting hit all the time. I don't let my wife shop there by herself anymore. I have to go with her. That's the way I felt about Baldwin Park and La Puente for the longest time. Now, for that to be in our own city, I think we need to try a little bit harder to get a larger police force. I've looked at other cities. Claremont, comparable size. They've got a much larger budget. They have a much larger force. If oversight is the issue, once you get the money, some of us volunteer to serve on an oversight committee. We'll do what we need to protect our city. Literally. Thank you. And again, Roxanne, love it.
Frank Williams, followed by Herman, followed by R. Robinson.
Good evening, Mayor Calderon, Tabata Bai, and council members. First, I want to say thank you for attending the opening or homecoming ceremonies Council Member Cantos, and I know from getting messages back from staff, I know the rest of council wanted to attend, but we had different conflicts with other events. But I just wanted to just say thank you. As a volunteer of the Youth Sports Council, and we have all these wonderful youth sports programs throughout the city. And there is going to be more information, I understand, at the next meeting regarding that presentation. And I'm actually still hoping to be part of that presentation if I can carve out a few minutes as the youth sports chair, and hopefully I'll be able to get that opportunity. I want to, as a constituent mayor and council, I wrote this down so I can stay focused, because I really, it came as a crossing across my mind with all the different stuff that's going on in our business, in our family. And again, for those that don't know me, my name is Frank Williams. I stand before you today not only as a volunteer and as business owner here in the city of West Covina, but I'm also a proud father of 5 and now a grandfather to 6. Our city is a place I care deeply about, and like all of you, I want to see it thrive. West Covina is home to over 105,000 residents, and out of that number, more than 58,000 are of Hispanic and Latino descent, just like myself. That's more than half of our population, and with such a vibrant and diverse community, it's only right that we celebrate and honor the contribution of our rich culture. Hispanic Heritage Month is an incredible opportunity for us to just do that. It's not just a moment on a calendar. It's a chance to bring our community together, to share our traditions, to build understanding and to foster unity. I'm not here to ask why other cultural events are taking place. Those events are truly wonderful. But I do believe that it's time that our city makes an intentional effort to represent and celebrate the Hispanic and Latino community as well. Our culture isn't just a part of West Covina. It's central to who we are. We have the responsibility to create a space where every resident feels valued and included. As city leaders, you hold the key to making this happen. We're looking to you to lead the charge in organizing a cultural event that represents our Hispanic and Latino population. Together, let's make West Covina a city that truly celebrates all of its people. I have full confidence that with your leadership, we can do this. I think it's important. I wrote this down so I can stay focused, because I know sometimes we go, but the impact is just that. Our family, we've been here for more than 30 plus years. All my kids went to school here, and now I have grandchildren, 5 granddaughters and 1 grandson, kind of flipped. I have 4 sons and 1 daughter, now I've flipped to the other side. But I think it's important that we embrace, because there's so many businesses that serve the Latino culture that come from other cities. Portos is such a great example. We have so many people that come and bring us their city tax dollars. And there's so many other businesses, El Pescador, and there's other businesses just like our family business that celebrates and works every day and help our community in what we do. So I think it's important to take these words down that I ask. And, I do have a couple of questions for staff to try to find out what was the last time, because I was really trying to remember when was the last time we did and celebrated Hispanic Heritage Month with any kind of event here in the city of West Covina, and I'd like to see if we can get that answer. And again, with that type of leadership, we would inspire other organizations to help participate, because I've seen some wonderful celebrations in various parts of the San Gabriel Valley and in the Los Angeles County area. And I think our city, being the leader that they are, I think we could do a pretty good job. So thank you.
Herman, followed by R. Robinson.
Yes. A whole 5 minutes is just torturous, but I'm going to take advantage of this moment because the United States District Court of Central District of California, the Western Division, has indicated, and I'm going to read it into the record, good cause having been shown, is hereby ordered that defendant Jose Luis Huizar surrender at noon, October 7th, 2024. And why is that? Well, you heard it from the podium. The problem was the budget. And when you have elected officials who are criminals behind closed doors, no transparency, and in front of your face, mock you as they spend your money to provide you less and less and by far less services. Now, if I was wrong, your street would be without potholes. Every accessible sidewalk and street would be safe for elderly and disabled. No offense, Mr. Cantos, but you know I'm right. That's why on the agenda you're talking about sidewalks. And what's pathetic is that I was tortured by the city of Los Angeles by this Jose Luis Huizar, the defendant, who made me homeless, who caused me a lot of issues mentally, physically, and overall, what you hear come out of my mouth. Yeah, today I'm not going to be venomous because I have a point to get across. See, Miss Rosario there is nodding because her naughty boyfriend or husband, that guy, seems to get a little out of hand and want to tweak things that he's, popular, be muscular. But having muscle ain't nothing. It's having the intelligence like this in my hand. What I just read into the record. And not to just mention a few other names, like take, for example, Mitchell Englander from Los Angeles, Mark Ridley Thomas from Los Angeles, and the gentleman now that we hear about in New York who's under indictments. Why is this, folks? Why do you want to keep paying taxes and increasing our taxes till eventually none of us will live on this earth? Because as you heard earlier, someone mentioned we might have a militia war. Isn't that great? We already have police officers shooting innocent people. We have police officers killing disabled people. We already have police officers walking around with their arms into Costco, for example, and shooting disabled human beings. So let's go into the facts of the matter why homelessness and housing is important. Item 40, 23-1022-S8. Communication from a federal judge, Judge David O. Carter, C-A-R-T-E-R, and most of you should be able to read and find this on any newspaper article in your library. And what does Judge Carter say? I amend that the United States say to the city of Los Angeles to increase the budget for auditing, and by auditing the firm by $270,000. And why is that? If you're a veteran, if you're a Simplify, why is that? The reason is because we have allowed cities to increase taxes so that developers can steal from us. They stole for us in which manner? To build a UCLA baseball field so that veterans can't use. They went out to provide Brentwood with the new housing situation, but not for veterans. So if you want to say something to me, you can't, because I brought out facts. And Mr. Tony Wu can sit there and laugh and smile, and he knows what I'm talking about, because you still got that Merrill housing right there on the corner of West Covina. It's pretty much vacant. And that's because no one can afford, not one of your children, not one of your grandchildren, not one of you Simplify can afford the $3,000 a month to live in the Merrill empty building right down the corner. So once again, 42 U.S.C. 1983, Simplify the Bain Act 52.1 into the record, because all I'm trying to say is that this goes to all of you. This goes to the attorney. And again, America is unfortunately fucked.
R. Robinson.
Madam Attorney, and for your
Evening, Council. Let's celebrate the Brown Act and the First Amendment because we're 5 Tuesdays away from a critical national election. Our federal D.C. regime's legacy is chaos. Deepest divisions among Americans since April 1861. Weaponized lawfare-styled executive government, censorship, propaganda, Ukraine war, screwed up Afghanistan withdrawal, CIA psyop fifth-generation warfare, corruption, Venezuelan gang infiltration, Dominion voting machine, 30-day early voting, vote by mail-led rigged elections, and assassination attempts. Almost 4 years ago, the current D.C. regime disregarded the values of our founding fathers and the U.S. Constitution, which is our nation's life bedrock. No rational reason was given. Our national borders were dissolved by the Declaration of North America, DNA, see the White House website. This policy coincides with the standard woke agenda commitments across 6 pillars. I'll list them. 1, diversity, equity, and inclusion. 2, climate change and environmental scam. Competitiveness decline. Invasion, migration, social fracture, bioweapon-triggered health decline, and regional insecurity. That's number 6. This crud replaces our nation's bedrock values. Wow. Multiple October surprises will soon befall us, so prepare for declared national emergencies coming your way soon. My guess is that a new monkeypox bioweapon will be released, possibly including another round of lockdown. Our utility infrastructure, electricity, water, and computer internet services will be disrupted in some regions with generally spreading chaos. Our financial system will be further compromised, inching us toward cashless digital currency and complete financial collapse, including bank bail-ins from their customer accounts to cover rapidly weakening bank financial integrity. This administration embarked on a course of national suicide. We'll soon sow what we've reaped. Comrade Kamala promises to complete this task of national suicide while the majority of the American electorate must awaken to meet all the challenges that are being prepared for us. Legacy media will not help, but rather distract us into oblivion. Be forewarned, the censorship propaganda legacy media is extremely sophisticated, and brainwashed people never can comprehend their situation. Give thanks to Homeland Security Secretary Alexander Mayorkas. He's a clever fellow, takes advantage of a dire situation while the silent majority awakens to state-sanctioned sex trafficking of underage children. Where are the 500,000 children that have disappeared in the last 4 years? Some are being flown in on airplanes. The invasion requires violation of the oath of offices of Border Patrol agents. It's not an open border; it's an assisted border. It's Walmart at our borders. I noticed in a recent video, Comrade K won't answer whether she favors third trimester abortions, months 7, 8, and 9. And according to Harris, such procedures just aren't happening in America. Big mistake. So what about states like New Mexico, Minnesota, Oregon, Vermont, Alaska, New Jersey, Washington, D.C., where abortion is legal through all 9 months of pregnancy? Life-saving care for a newborn infant is not required. This requirement to provide life-saving care for a newborn infant is sacred. Post-birth executions enable insane policy The practice to preserve and sell the baby's organs and body parts into a corrupt medical industry is insane.
All right. City Manager, will you please respond to public comment concerns?
Yes. Just wanted to mention Planning Commission meetings are canceled if there is no reason to hold them. So if there are items that need to be brought before the Planning Commission for decision-making purposes, that's when we hold them. If there's items that, if we don't have enough items to take to Planning Commission, that's when we cancel meetings. I wanted to just the individuals that came to speak in regarding Measure V. You have every right to come and advocate for your position, and I encourage residents to conduct their own research on Measure V and all other items on the upcoming ballot. And then I wanted to thank Mr. Alvarado for sharing your personal story with us this evening. Sherry, I will be getting back to you, as I mentioned before the meeting. I'll be getting back to you tomorrow. Mr. Castellón, I wanted to thank you for expressing your support of our public safety, specifically our police department in West Covina. And then Mr. Williams, we will definitely notify the Sports Council members when the update will be provided to the City Council regarding the Sports League Council update in the bylaws. And I think that concludes my comments.
Mayor Pro Tem Wu?
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. It's okay. And I want to, respond, our resident, our youth sport, volunteers, are talking about we should have a more diverse Hispanic, heritage celebration. I think we want everything. We want all different culture, in West Covina to be celebrating together. We want everybody to be proud about their heritage. Not only Hispanic, but also Indian, Vietnamese, Korean, Irish, everybody. And regarding, the Moon Festival, when you send 1 or 2 days prior about your homecoming event, and I send, response email to you, invite you, say after the homecoming, maybe you can bring them to the event, because we have, about 200 vendors, and then we have about 30 all different kind of cultural, performance that including the Mexican folk dancer, Indian dancer, and Irish dancers, and Korean dancer, Japanese, American dancer. We have all different kind of. So the Moon Festival is not the Chinese, it's just the Moon Festival using the name, but all the volunteer of Chinese American Association, they recruit all the funding. They pay for entire event and also donate $10,000 to the city. So it's not a city event, city sponsor, but they pay for it and they put it together, and they work tirelessly to put the event together for 2 days, invite everybody to be there. And you can see, we see the brotherhood and sisterhood of the entire city, happy and enjoying the event over there. So just want to share with you, it's not one race over there, it's everybody there. Everybody welcome, and all the event, you can see, all different cultural performance. And all the children over there and continue to practice, their dance, and from their origin, they're very proud. And what the thing is, THEME is, we are proud. They should be proud. Their heritage. In West Covina, everybody's welcome. And we should continue to develop and have all this youth to continue carry on their culture, their tradition, their art. And that's what this event's about. And we welcome any other group, to host any event, have a city to sponsor. And so in that way, we have more event and pay for it, not rather than pay from taxpayer. So hopefully everything can be joint venture, so city doesn't have to burden with the taxpayer. So again, I just want to share with you, and I think I sent you the flyer, everything showing all the pictures. okay, all the events. So just let you know, okay, we welcome all the group, and hopefully we can work together and put some event together. Okay, and I think it's very important to everybody feel like they in the city, everybody represent, not only the Hispanic plus all other group. Okay, and we need to take care of everybody, and everybody should live together like brotherhood and sisterhood. I think that is what this event is about. And you can see how happy the children with cosplay, and you can see how happy with our children, kids zone. Okay, and children running around have a great time. For today, I think this is what, okay, showing the unity of our city. So just to share with you, okay, because you're talking about Hispanic, okay, and we have a event. I think we have a Hispanic event at Friday night by GWC at West Covina Plaza. Okay, so a lot of people over there. So if we have more event, okay, I think this is healthy for the city. And again, I think event or any kind of program is put people together. And for that, just like your, okay, the football, okay, put the youth all together, have them to have, when they're growing, they have something to lean on it and learn to how to work together. And I think we should work together to make sure we have all the program for our community.
Sorry. Yes. No. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. I thought you asked me a question.
Yes. Councilman Contos.
Thank you. On an entirely different matter, just by way of factual clarification, Merrill Gardens across the street is not vacant. It has a 93%. It has a 93% occupancy rate, and it's going higher. And Merrill Gardens is also an incredible partner to the city, and they do so many things for the entire community, including youth. So I just wanted to insert that factual clarification to what was said earlier. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll also like to comment. I do think it is important to acknowledge and have all these events that recognize the diversity here in West Covina. I know we partner with the San Gabriel Valley NAACP for a big MLK event. We partnered in the past with this year the San Gabriel Valley LGBTQ Center to have our very first Pride event with the Plaza West Covina, and the GWC. We did do the proclamation and really wanted to highlight their month-long event, and I'll highlight it again as I'll be there tomorrow night, Wednesday night at Plaza West Covina from 6 to 8. They had their opening night on Friday night, as Mayor Pro Tem Wu said. It was a wonderful night, a lot of performances, vendors, car show. Councilman Contos was there as well. We took some great photos with some lowriders. And last Wednesday, they had another great event with a wonderful mariachi and a lot of performers and influencers. This Wednesday night, they're going to have more performances at the plaza. I think our partnerships and co-governance with nonprofits, with our business sector, with the community, residents groups, with the school districts, we really do have it as a priority. And hopefully we're promoting it enough so people do know, even when the event isn't specifically thrown by the city of West Covina, we definitely want to make sure we're promoting all of the different stakeholders that are throwing great events. And tomorrow night at Plaza West Covina, like I said, 6 to 8, it's going to be another great Hispanic Heritage Month event. It's a month long. They're having this Wednesday night, and then the following Wednesday night will be the conclusion at Plaza West Covina. And like I said, it's great fun, and it is a celebration of culture. And so, I think we all try to do our best to make sure everyone is acknowledged and everyone is valued, because everyone has played a role. And I know that at the homecoming, and Councilman Contos as well, we really wanted to express how much we value the volunteers, right? I think the West Covina Bruins, I forget how, I mean, there were so many teams, so many players. Yeah, 15 teams, right? You're talking about, right, so many youth involved, right? You're talking about hundreds of families, right? Thousands of participants in the game of football that I love. And, you know, we appreciate all of those youth leagues and everyone who makes the city work, our public safety, as was brought up today. We do love West Covina, and we love everyone who makes this a special space. So thank you, and thank you, Mayor Pro Tem, for the great event, and to my council colleagues. You know, we do our best. All right. So I think it is now time for our consent calendar. So, council, is there anything you would like to pull from the consent calendar?
Mayor, may I make one change
Yes.
to the consent calendar before we vote on it? On item number 5, we would like to change the contingency awarded for the contract from 10 to 20% on item number 5 for the street rehab.
And I'd like
Councilwoman Lopez Viado.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to pull agenda item number 3.
Anyone else? Okay. I just want to, for the record, I'm not going to pull the item, but I am a no on number 4.
The motion to approve?
A second.
I have a motion by Mayor Pro Tem Wu, a second by Councilwoman Lopez Viado to approve consent calendar items with the change in item number 5 to authorize 20% of the and changing the 10% of the contingency to 20% for item number 5. And before I take roll, I'll also read the title of the ordinance into the record. Ordinance number 2523, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of West Covina, California, amending Article 2, City Council of Chapter 2, Administration of the West Covina Municipal Code relating to mayoral selection and duties, and making a determination that the ordinance is exempt from the California Environmental Quality Act, CEQA, pursuant to CEQA Guidelines, Section 15061B3, Common Sense Exemption. And also Mayor Calderon is voting no on item number 4. And we are pulling item number 3.
Yes.
Councilman Cantos?
Aye.
Councilwoman Diaz?
Aye.
Councilwoman Lopez Viado?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Wu?
Aye.
Mayor Calderon?
Aye and no on 4.
Items pass 5-0 with the exception of number 4.
Councilwoman Lopez Viado.
Thank you. This website design, city redesign has been a long-waited, many years of having to put this. So I do look forward. Is the person here to kind of quickly go and brief this?
So, if I may, Councilwoman Lopez Viado, we do have a presentation if you'd like, and then we can have the consultant come up and provide additional information.
Okay, that'd be great. Thank you.
Thank you, City Manager Morales. Mayor, members of the City Council, just like you said, Councilwoman Lopez Viado, this is a long time coming. And so both myself and our Information Technology Manager, Will Trujillo, we're very pleased to present this item for your consideration tonight. As you may recall, back in March of this year, the city released and advertised an RFP via Planet Bids for the City of West Covina's website redesign. Proposals were due on March 28th in 2024, and the City of West Covina received a total of 13 proposals. These proposals were scored by an internal panel as well as our finance department. Those proposals by vendors that received the highest scores as the finalists were invited back for an interview. Interviews took place with a panel by myself, the Information Technology Manager, as well as our Community Economic Development Project Coordinator. Those interviewees were also presented to the city manager, Paulina Morales, as well. And so tonight, I'm going to ask that Will introduce the vendor that we are proposing, which is Civics Plus. Go ahead, Will.
Thank you, Mayor, council members. First off, I want to thank you for allowing us to get this project underway. And the city website redesign as well. It's going to make it a more user-friendly website, a more efficient website. Our current website is on an old platform that unfortunately can't be upgraded to, for example, ADA compliance. So Civics Plus platform is fortunately going to allow us to upgrade our website to that ADA compliance. So Civic Plus is excited to partner up with us and with our team here at West Covina, and the opportunity to present tonight to the mayor and city council. Their talking points for tonight's presentations are going to be obviously ADA compliance, how Civics Plus will provide our city with website better functionality, move our website to the new .gov domain, how Civics Plus will increase civic engagement, and lastly, show some local city website examples for your viewing. So without further ado, I'll introduce Taylor Wilson from Civics Plus, account executive, and Caitlin Barry. She is a solutions engineer at Civics Plus.
Again, do I have to say my name again?
only if you'd like.
Okay, no, just wanted to double check on that, but definitely appreciate you guys having us. It's a pleasure, Mayor, Council, and the rest of the executive leadership at West Covina. We're excited to work with you guys on this project. I know it's been a long time coming for the RFP and redesign, primarily for those ADA purposes, get a fresh new website. We'll give a little bit of background of what we do at Civic Plus today, talk about how we can help, and then, like Will said at the end, show some examples. And can we go to the next slide, Will? So the first two numbers I don't necessarily care too much about. I want you guys to focus on that last number there. But we do have around over 10,000 clients to date, 850 employees, and that last number being 25 years of experience. So we started as a website design company only for local government in '97. Been doing that since, so we have really curated what a website should be for local government. You guys are a current client of some of our solutions, social media archiving, Unicode codification. So you have seen that we've branched off into different areas to help how local government operates. But website is the bread and butter of what we started with. And next slide, please. So when you're talking about how we actually help West Covina, it's through what we call the Civic Experience Platform. So when we say personalize, that's personalizing the experience for the citizen. We have what we call a Civic Plus portal. It's a login for a citizen, and it allows the citizen to bookmark forms on the website, bookmark various pages, look at the existing solutions you guys have, so search ordinances easily through that portal, submit citizen requests, look at agendas, and it's curated and tailored for that citizen. One stop being that Civic Plus portal, so only one place for the citizen to go. And frictionless, that is the seamless experience between how departments communicate with one another. Next slide, please. And one of our biggest focuses is the resident experience and the staff experience. We want to give you guys the tools to better connect with residents and then have residents the ability to have a seamless interaction with all of you, whether it's the website, whether it's things they have to do on the website, and other processes. And this is a visual, a wheel of all of the solutions we have to offer to date. It's a good representation of everything we do offer, as well as how the products integrate into one another. So if you look at that wheel, for example, the mass notification system has a direct integration with our website. So you guys don't have to post something on the top banner of the website or post it separately in social media. Pre-built integrations, so you're not duplicating efforts. Another example is the existing products you had, Archive Social and Municode codification, a direct integration with the searchability in the website. So we want to avoid you guys having to go to multiple places to work on a day-to-day basis. And this is just a visual representation of what that portal looks like. There's a little play button in the bottom left there. And that's where the citizen would log in, sign up for notifications to the website, look at those ordinances, and really just do everything they need to do from that portion of the website. Completely optional, not necessarily something you guys have to turn on, but it's the good one-stop shop if that's something you think would be valuable. And next slide, please. And ADA compliance, that is a huge topic nowadays. It's no longer something that is a want, it's a need and a requirement. And the goal we have in mind is to make and ensure that communication with citizens is the same, whether they have a disability or not. And the requirement is for 2025. So, like I said, not so much a want, but a need now to cater to all citizens. Next slide. Okay. And that number, I like to show that number because 1/4 of the U.S. population, that is a very large number for those who have disabilities. We usually focus on the physical disability aspect. Not many people really think about the disabilities you can't see, and that's why ADA compliance is important. WCAG 2.1 compliance is the standard, and what that really means is Web Content Accessibility Guidelines. But yeah, just a number I like to point out. And did you want to touch on AudioEye?
Yeah, just kind of reinforcing the importance of accessibility. When we are building any of our websites, we are ensuring they're highly compliant with those WCAG 2.1A or AA standards at a minimum. But as part of this proposal, we've also included AudioEye, which just reinforces that commitment to ensuring equal access to any of the content on the website. Not only does this tool help to automatically scan and remediate any potential accessibility issues that might appear with web content after the site is initially launched, it provides a toolkit for individuals coming to the website who might need additional assistance, adjusting color contrast, font sizes, having a guide to be able to navigate the content a little bit more easily. So again, just recognizing that anybody coming to the site might have different needs in order to interpret the content that is being shown, and how can we help them depending on what that disability might be.
And just to reiterate, the previous screen, it had different widgets. So when a citizen is going to the website, big graphic buttons that they can click on to change the experience. And we can go to that next slide again. And these are just a few examples of clients in the area. We have 268 local government website clients in California, over 5,000 in the US. But these examples both have the website and the AudioEye overlay tool to help with ADA compliance. Did you want to walk through?
Just something to note on all of these examples, that they're a result of the collaboration with our implementation teams. They're going to embody the unique branding elements, the characteristics of each community individually, and really capitalize on the features your website visitors are coming to the site looking for. We try to adhere to what we call a 2-click methodology, making it possible to find information within those 2 clicks or less, and thinking through the different pathways website visitors might try to use to get to that information, whether it's menu structures, graphic buttons, a predictive site search. And again, just a really collaborative process where you get to work with a dedicated project manager, a graphic designer who is also well versed in how to make sure we're structuring the content to not only be mobile responsive, but highly accessible in line with those WCAG 2.1 standards as well. So that's something you just get in terms of partnering with Civic Plus on a new project.
And that is what we had to present. I know it was quite short, but I mentioned to Will as well, we're happy to schedule another demo if you guys wanted to take a deep dive into the compliance aspect to see how it actually changes the user experience on the website. But yeah, thanks for having us today, and we look forward to working on the website with you guys.
And may we ask you some questions beyond your name? I will, Councilwoman Lopez Viado.
Thank you. No, the website does look much better, improved than our current city website. So I do appreciate that. I love that, and it hits all the ADA requirements. And you answered one of my questions because I was going to ask how many cities do you service? You said 268 just in California?
Yeah, correct.
Okay. And with the site, one of our biggest issues is broken links. They click. Does your site catches that? So if staff uploads certain things, does it automatically let staff know that link is not working so that I don't get, a constituents calling me and say, this doesn't work, these links don't work? How does the link and all, because we obviously have a variety of departments, they put things out, forms, applications and stuff. So yeah, how does that links work?
So we do have additional ADA compliance tools that identifies broken links throughout the website. So you can run a scan and see exactly where those broken links would be, identify them, and then fix the issue.
Does it automatically notify the staff or notify you to? Go ahead. She wants to clarify.
So there are some safeguards built into the back end of the content management system where if somebody is potentially doing something with a document or a link that would cause a broken link, it will help identify that preemptively so that they don't make that move. Or if you're going to, you can remove that document from any pages where it might be posted. But we do also have that additional software that would also help you go through and identify if there were somehow broken links that still happen to exist and how we can fix those errors.
Okay. And what was the other question? I'm sure that for ADA, it's also, it hits the audio component, right? So they can kind of listen to everything and see in that version. My next question was, does it have a translation services where you can just click if they're Spanish speakers, Chinese, and it'll just convert the website for that specific language? Oh.
So that is Google Translate. It'll be on the website where they can change language as needed. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Mayor Pro Tem Wu.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. Mine will be quick. Okay, my question would be from the beginning. Okay, we've been asking for so long is how to be user friendly. So any of our residents just in the nighttime, and we want to create a government 724. So many people can just nighttime when they free, they can go into and check and submit regarding or check about their status. For example, building and safety, their permit. Okay, documentation. So everything, is that functional? Okay, this is the first question about the user-friendly. People can easily find in, what they want to go. So currently it's like a maze. People go to and they disappear and they don't know where to go. Hopefully this will be a user-friendly. That will be have been requesting for a long time. And second thing is how we can upload or apply to each of department about on their business. For example, we have a lot of vendor for our event. Okay, how can they submit, request the vendor with a vendor permit, a county health department permit, etc., and the fire, the marshal, all these issues can be condensed in one, then people can apply, and so city can receive all these things. Okay, and again, it's 724. Okay, and so this is all those things. And last question would be, I think this is our mayor requests the most about, can we pay online? Am I right? Okay, can we pay online? So pay their fine, pay this, pay permit fee, and or pay the ambulance, this insurance, all that kind of thing. So this is something that become a government that never take a day off. Not like only Monday to Thursday. Okay, there will be 7/24, and this will be continue to help make it much easier and user friendly. Okay, this is my question.
Yeah, so when you're talking about making it easier to find things, I believe that was the first question. It does have predictive search, so what citizens are going to the website the most for, that search will pop up and predict where that citizen is essentially going.
For example, they can search, they say job, and they will pop out HR and then the qualification.
Yeah.
Okay, continue, please.
And then the mega menus at the top should easily break it down. We have a 2-click methodology, so we want the citizen to get where they need to go in those 2 clicks or less. When Caitlin was talking about the implementation process, when you guys are going through that, assign an art director, we give you tips on best practices of where to place things on the website. So they're going to get where they need to go in those 2 clicks. So we make the searchability very easy, whether it's clicking on the menus or using the search bar.
And then application, permit, building and safety, and vendor, and the application, that all can be done through your site, your design.
So digital payments, yes, you can create pretty dynamic forms with what we call our form center. It's a module on the website.
It's not beside the fee. I'm talking about application. Can they online apply, regarding some of building safety? Yes, City Manager.
We can have our IT manager respond to that question.
Councilman Tony, yes, so we can go ahead and implement Excella. Once that's ready, we'll go ahead and migrate it into the website. So Excella's going to accept the payments for permits, for fire, for all of that you're building.
So people can check their status about, what is the status for their,
Excella also has a portal for residents that they can go ahead and check their permits, whatever they're paying online. They could get invoices, receipts, and all that. But that's going to be integrated into the new website.
So they will be combined together with your IT department, put it together so people can, because this will be very handy, and people can check and people can apply, people can pay, and then they don't have to come to city, go to the front desk, or go to finance department to pay. Everything should be online because right now everything's online. So why not the city take this advantage?
Yes, we'll be there. Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Councilwoman Diaz.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you for your presentation. We have been waiting such a long time for this. So I'm really excited. You mentioned that it's going to be mobile friendly. So I'm going to be able to use my phone to look up anything. That's wonderful. That's what I'm happy about. So I just want to thank you.
And it'll, just to your point, it'll adapt to any screen. It's pretty dynamic.
Councilman Contos.
Thank you, Taylor and Kaylin. I cannot even begin to tell you how excited I am about all this. I have.
I want to see the final results. Y'all start strong.
Well, I wanted to ask about a few things. You talked about the Be My Eyes overlay. That also has an AI component to describe photos. So, is there a way to utilize automation from AI so that the photos that are put online can already have alt tags that would be based on the AI from Be My Eyes and then subject to any correction from our folks if we wanted to make any corrections?
So we are looking at responsible ways to further incorporate AI into the website platform. So we don't have something like that automatically does the alternate text at this time. But within the content management system, we do currently have a safeguard that nobody's able to publish a photo without that alternate text in place. The content management system will prompt the user and let them know you have to have that. We also spend a lot of time as part of training for any content creators. What is good alternate text? How do we create that? Have some additional help resources there to help ensure that is there. But if we did go that direction in terms of the AI generated ones, staff would certainly have the ability still to go in and enhance those descriptions or change those. So. Yeah.
Thank you. And the reason why I mentioned the AI is because Be My Eyes, if that's the software you're using, you can literally take this, it's free software, and you can snap a picture and it will automatically create a beautiful description of whatever the photo is. So I just wanted to ask about that integration, but it's good to know that that's possible at some point. But then can our staff be shown how to leverage that Be My Eyes feature? So then that way when they can leverage that for guidance for whenever they put up alt tags?
That would be something. So I'm not familiar with Be My Eyes, but
I thought that's what you said earlier.
Well, Audio Eye.
Audio Eyes. I'm sorry, wrong.
That's okay.
Different software entirely.
I'm very interested to find out about Be My Eyes, so I'm happy to share that with our product team. Since we are just focused on local government, we have 2 different development teams that are constantly looking at ways we can enhance the platform. So feedback like that from our partners, we're regularly looking at, is that something that might be beneficial to other communities as well?
Yes, and it's free also, so that could be added to the resource possibilities, and we could talk about that offline. Next, with regard to videos and captioning, can you describe how that would be facilitated and integrated for people who are deaf or hard of hearing?
So within this proposal, we don't have native hosting or video capabilities included within the website. It would be bringing it in from an external source. So it depends on if that's coming from YouTube. If you have a different kind of live streaming service, we would be able to display that within the website, but it's not actually doing any of that live streaming through the content management system.
But then we post our meetings on YouTube, and YouTube already has that as a built-in capability. So that would just be built in seamlessly then.
It would be displayed as part of that. We just embed it directly into the website.
Councilman Olive.
Yes.
So with what you're requesting, that's through our Swagit solution, and that can be integrated into the website as well.
Perfect. Thank you so much. No more questions. Really appreciate you both. Thank you.
All right. So since it does, do we have more? Yes, go for it, Councilwoman Lopez Villado.
Quick question. So I know the samples that you showed us, pretty much are all cities' templates kind of similarly modeled after the other? It's like the format kind of just all similar?
It can be if you want it. The package that you guys have is more flexible, the most actually. If Will typed in Alamogordo, New Mexico, there's a good example of how it can look quite different, but it doesn't have to look like that template if you don't want it to. Okay.
And then I know it includes, which is great, modules, widgets, resident engagement, alerts center, and notifications. We do have different apps and everything, especially when the residents report certain things. All that will be all kind of converted into this. So that, okay, I just wanted to just double check that. All right, thank you. That's it.
Through the chair, if I may, can you tell us the name of the city in New Mexico that you wanted us to look up so that we can provide that information to Councilwoman Lopez Villado?
Alamogordo, there it is.
There you go. Thank you.
New Mexico. Okay.
Mr. Mayor,
yes, Councilman.
I don't want to jump ahead. I did that the last time, but if there aren't any, I'd like to move to approve this agenda item.
Definitely. Second. Well, to move forward, and then let's see your results, and then if it pleases everybody else and we don't get no complaints, we know you did great. But yeah, thank you.
Question.
Mayor Pro Tem Wu?
How soon we can finish?
Oh, that's a good question.
We get it done.
The typical timeline is 6 to 8 months, dependent on the content.
That long?
Well, what we can do is do an expedited timeline.
Make it faster?
I'll bug somebody and make it faster, but
3 months. 3 months.
We do have an expedited timeline based on our team.
Let's hold the money. Let's make sure they can finish.
It's a very minimal cost for something like that, about $500 or so. To push it up to 3 months. So
3 months? Okay.
Yeah, I'll inquire about that tomorrow.
If I could add to that, I think part of the process too is they have their portion of the work, and then there's work that the staff has to do. So I think we have something around 795 pages on our website. So we have to go through that and make sure that, like he's saying, so that residents can get it in 2 clicks. So there is some time that staff is going to have to do to consolidate, eliminate some of those pages to make it within 2 clicks.
We've been asking for 6-7 years, so I think long enough preparation for the CT staff. I think it's about time to finish up 3 months. Okay, no more than 4 months. I think this is something we cannot wait for our resident, or including myself, to go online to see the beautiful, easy use, navigate, and friendly user, user friendly. I think it's something important, but currently it's really horrible for us and even not accurate information. So hopefully all these change will give us the West Covina the image. Okay, thank you.
All right, so let's do the roll call right before roll call. Let's make sure it's done right. So the last thing we want to do is launch it and have it fail. So 3 months.
It's
perfectly done.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
I like it.
Thank you. All right.
I have a motion by Councilman Contos, a second by Councilwoman Lopez Viado, to approve consent calendar item number 3 with our website design.
And the time limit?
And the time limit of 3 months. 3 months.
3 months.
Councilman Contos?
Aye.
Councilwoman Diaz?
Aye.
Councilwoman Lopez Viado?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Wu?
Aye.
Mayor Calderon Tabatabai?
Aye.
Item passes 5-0, Mayor.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
I'll get it figured out for you.
All right. Moving on to item number 9. Item number 9 is a request by Councilmember Contos. Ms. Morales, who will present the staff report.
Assistant City Manager Roxanne Lerma will be providing the report.
All right. Good evening, Mayor, members of the City Council. At the request of Councilman Only Conscious, we're bringing forth this item as an update regarding our landscape maintenance and citywide medians. This particular area is actually contracted out with Brightview. We do have Brightview representatives who are with us today, who are available to answer questions. But first, what I would like to do is briefly walk you through a quick presentation just to give you a little bit of background of where we were and where we are currently at and what brought us here today. So the RFP for this particular project was issued on September 8th, 2022. On October 17th, 2022, bidding was closed and a total of 3 bids were received. Brightview was selected, meeting the city's requirements, and the city entered into a maintenance service agreement on January 1st, 2023. The agreement was later amended on May 30th, 2024 to incorporate a change in scope to include a section of Azusa Avenue. Scope of services include weeding, cultivating, trimming, pruning, mowing, hedging when specified, watering, manual watering, irrigation system maintenance, weed, and pest control. Some of the additional services that were included in this RFP and which were not necessarily included in a past RFP or in previous contracts with our previous contractor were weed abatement in all commercial right-of-ways. We increased the scope of tree well maintenance and included city property along the wash areas. Some of the issues that have been brought forward, some of the concerns raised by both residents and the city council is that they noticed that things weren't quite the way they needed to be per the scope. There were some deficiencies in landscape maintenance. There were also some maps and other reports that were due to the city. And so a notice of deficiencies and request for documents was actually provided to Brightview. And since that notice, staff began meeting with Brightview on a weekly basis to discuss those concerns and to provide direction to Brightview. Brightview staff has improved their response to requests and also has improved the response to requests made outside of the weekly check-in meetings. Priority currently has been placed on the main arterials and freeway exits and is currently being monitored by city staff. And staff communicates regularly with Brightview via phone, email, text, and using the city's GoGov app for both reporting internal requests as well as the residents reporting. So this is an example of a median on Azusa Avenue, one at contract exception. The first picture on your left shows what it looked like before. The picture on your right shows what it looks like currently. The before picture does include overgrown landscaping, not quite manicured to what it needed to be. Hold on, there we go. Here's another example of before the contract or at contract exception. This is a median located at 969 South Glendora Avenue. Again, very similar. You do have landscaping that isn't manicured. And then when you take a look at what it looks like currently, there have been improvements made. There we go. There we go. A couple things we would like to point out: Brightview responsibilities versus city responsibilities. So again, citywide medians, sidewalks in commercial zones, tree wells in commercial zones, weed abatement in commercial and right-of-ways, portions of city property along the wash areas, fire stations 1, 3, 4, and 5, and the city yard are all part of Brightview's scope. City responsibilities, so this would be our staff responsibilities, include residential areas, city property along the wash, those are areas that are not covered by the agreement, and medians on Nogales between Amar and La Puente Road. So there is still a small portion of medians that the city staff maintains. As part of tonight's update, we're also including a updated maintenance schedule that was provided or that is being provided by Brightview. Week 1 actually began this week, starting Monday, September 30th. And as you can see, it is spelled out where they are each day of the week. And what that rotation looks like in the different zones that are highlighted in the picture, on the map. So yellow depicts week 1, red depicts week 2, green depicts week 3, and the bluish, purplish color, so more like an indigo, depicts week 4. So I know that you do have questions for Brightview, and we're going to go ahead and have them come up. And they'll introduce themselves.
Joey Sluss, I'm the branch manager. Jose Carrillo,
Councilman Condos. Hi, I'm sorry, I didn't get your names. George and
Joey Sluss.
Joey and
Jose Carrillo.
And Jose. Okay, great. Thank you so much to you both for being here. Just so I can understand first, within the Brightview company structure, what is your level of leadership there within the company? Just so I can understand the extent to which Brightview is represented by folks in leadership here.
So I'm the branch manager. I run the branch, so I'm his boss. So I oversee the operations of our branch, resources that he might need for the city of West Covina. He oversees the city landscape on a daily basis.
Oh, I see. Okay. And I'm sorry, if you could say, I'm still learning voices. So that's Joey, who was the branch manager?
Joey Sluss, yes.
Yes. Joe, can you guys get closer to the mic?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. So just to be really direct, I'm really unhappy with the Brightview's job. I continue to get complaints on a regular basis, and I wanted to actually show you as an example. Just recently, within the past week, I'm going to pass. I'm just for folks who are watching this. It's a cell phone picture from just last week on Azusa Avenue. So I'm going to ask that Paulina. That's why I'm going to ask if someone could describe it here. But first, I wanted to show this just so they can have a reference point. first, just wanted to ask you, that's a picture from along Azusa Avenue. And if you could describe what you see there, please, gentlemen.
Oh.
After,
I don't know if we can share this with
well, this is just a picture that was taken from last week that was taken, it's just a picture from the medians along Azusa Avenue. I just want them to see that, but just for the purposes of those watching, because I don't have a way to transmit it for people to see it. I just want them to see the picture first. And it can be passed or shared later, however way that works. But you guys see the picture? And I'm fine for it to be shared with everyone here, of course.
Or if they
But
can
I just-
explain, I mean, if you can.
Can we have the city manager
Yeah.
describe the photo to the folks at home?
That are medium.
So it's a picture of the median. I think it's right along Azusa and where Edison has their building heading north. And it's a picture of the median that has the rocks and some, I guess, brown weeds.
Yes.
Dried out weeds. And I think that's what you're trying to get
Yes,
at?
that's exactly.
Yeah, okay.
That's right. But I want to make sure that these guys, so that has, the picture has weeds as of last week. And so my question to you guys is that considered acceptable maintenance with the brown weeds that are there, and that literally anyone can drive along Azusa Avenue among other places and see right now that there are issues of overgrown weeds. There are along the sidewalks, there are leaves that aren't picked up that are there. There are weeds that are growing in between the cracks in the sidewalk. It just is, it's angering to be very direct with you guys. We pay you guys $35,000 a month, and for that kind of money, I expect that our taxpayer dollars be used better and more efficiently, so that these issues aren't so prevalent. That I literally get calls every week about beautification issues. And so you guys discuss in the report how you monitor or just how you make sure to meet with staff. But the fact that there are these issues that I keep getting calls about shows that there's something that's a disconnect. So I wanted to ask you guys, why is this happening? Even when I've already given warning previously about how I'm really frustrated with the absence of full implementation with this contract. And you can produce whatever report that shows a maintenance schedule, but it is not, it cannot be said that West Covina is beautiful from the stuff that you're doing. Anyone literally here can drive along and see. So I need to ask you guys, how is that considered acceptable under the contract where we pay you guys to do the work?
What I saw there, yes, there's some weeds. We completely understand. They were sprayed. Usually the next time we're going to be in that area is when we weed whack it, pick it up. So they looked like they were sprayed, and they were going to be picked up on the next visit. That's what we saw in that picture. I mean, that's standard practice. As far as frequency, what's the frequency in that area? Once a month. So we did, per the contract, spray it. On the next visit, it was going to be completely cleaned up.
So just to be clear, you'd spray and then the fall. No, right. So would the timetable be a month for then it to be cleaned up?
Correct, per the contract. Correct. Yeah. So if we cut it down and spray it, it's not going to be as effective as if we spray it and then cut it down and then clean it up.
Okay.
That's the standard.
Can I add to that?
Let me, Councilman Conto, sorry. Did you?
I'll jump in later, but I don't want to monopolize.
Okay. Councilwoman Lopez de Villado?
I actually like to add to what Councilman Cantos said. So you spray and then you clean it up, but isn't it more efficient to cut it, clean it up, and then spray to prevent? I mean,
because then it won't absorb the chemical. We want to kill it at the roots.
Speaking the mic, please.
We want to kill it so we spray it, and it absorbs, and then it kills it, and then we cut it out. So it's going to be more effective if we spray it and then cut it out. So if you cut it, it's not gonna absorb the chemical as well.
Okay.
And once again, if it's a weed like that, we're gonna cut it.
Oh, okay.
These were standard practice, small weed, 3 inches, 4 inches. We're gonna spray them. If it's a weed like that, yeah, we're gonna cut it. We're gonna get rid of it.
Councilman Contos?
So what explains the weeds growing out of sidewalk cracks and leaves on the sidewalks. I mean, there are literally offers of pictures all over the place. I just don't have time to go through every single one of them, but it's literally right now. I mean, how is it that is allowed? How is it that this isn't being maintained? I mean, I'm just not understanding the efficacy of whatever your approaches happen to be, because all I know is, as residents of this city, there are a number of people who no longer feel that it was as beautiful as it was. And leave it to the blind guy to champion beautification, right? But the fact is that I continually get calls on this weekly. So what is it that I understand also, and I acknowledge that you're meeting with staff regularly, but I literally go on drives with residents who point out things. I mean, what is going to be, I mean, from a process standpoint, this doesn't feel like it's been working, at least in terms of the results yet. So what is it that you're going to do to make sure that we really see these results better? Because we've given time, and I already expressed frustration last year. We still run into these issues. And the very fact that we can walk out of here and go and see all of these issues right now shows that the maintenance doesn't seem to have been done very effectively. So I just needed to ask more clarification on this, because I'm not really happy with the production so far, to be direct.
Understood. I mean, I completely understand. I mean, in the almost 2 years that we've been here, we've cleaned up a lot of the medians, a lot of the planters. It's bare. It's basically a weed. It's great for weeds to grow. It's bare. Our recommendation is that we put plants, we put mulch. That's what our recommendation is. That's going to keep the weeds down. We're consistently spraying. We have a full-time spray tech. So, I mean, we are consistently spraying. But yes, I mean, with all the cleanups we've done, it's a weed. It's perfect for weeds to grow.
Councilwoman Diaz?
Thank you. I just wonder, what is it going to take to get those tree wells cleaned up? Because they've turned into bushes. They're no longer trees. So I just wonder, what is it going to take? I mean, just driving to City Hall on Belinda or West Covina Parkway between Glendora and Vincent, it looks like a huge bush that's 18 feet tall, because we have these the saps that grow from the bottom of the crepe myrtles. And that's not the only place, though. We have them all over the place. Glendora Avenue, over there at the border of La Puente. We have them everywhere, Azusa Avenue. So I just wonder, what's it going to take for us to be able to get that done? I'm getting ready to go out there with my loppers and cut them down myself.
No, it's unacceptable. I mean, if it's something,
it just depends, because like the one on Glendora, the one you mentioned, that's not on the contract. We just do it to help you guys to help out the city sometimes.
Oh, can you speak on the mic? So.
Yes,
like the Glendora one, before you get to La Puente, that one wasn't on the contract. But we do it sometimes when our guys are there. If we have time to do it, then they'll just knock it out real quick. So it just depends on what areas you're talking about.
Okay, so
yeah, because some areas are not in the scope, and they'll ask us to, they'll request us to do it, and I'll just send the guys when we have free time. Like if we have free time, I'll just you're there, just knock it down real quick. But yeah, we're not getting paid.
I thought per the contract that everyone, you do all the tree wells in the city.
No, there's just some
that you don't.
We go off whatever's based on the scope, and we pulled it onto our scheduling, and we made a map on it, and that area is not on there.
Okay.
And it doesn't mean we won't, right?
Yeah, but that's why we still do it as well. Like if we have time to do it, just take care of it. You're there, we'll just take care of it. That's the thing.
But it's very understandable that there's some areas that...
Into the mic, please.
Oh, it's very understandable that there's areas that are seen that I myself, right, if I wasn't in the business, I'd be like, hey, why does that look like that? Some of those are not included in the contract. Doesn't mean we're not flexible. Of course, we'll take care of it. Definitely, we should talk about maybe upgrading and including these areas. Mm-hmm. That way there's no question. But I could totally see where sometimes there is that confusion where it's not ours. And again, once again, we're not going to say no. We'll take care of it. But we're going to always focus on what's on the contract first.
Okay. And now, as far as plants that are dead, do you deal with those or you don't deal with those?
Yeah, we are. From my understanding, we are removing them. Yeah.
You're removing them. Okay. Because I've seen some on Azusa.
We're creating the that weed farm, right? So we remove the plants, we remove dead ground cover, but now it's going to create an area where weeds can grow.
Okay.
Yeah, the only problem with we have been removing them is because a lot of the backflow's been getting stolen. So like I think you guys replaced one, then like the next week we went, it was gone already. So a lot of these backflows are getting stolen on the median. So a lot of them aren't getting watered right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
It's vandalism, but it's being reported and it's getting handled as soon as possible. Some plants are taking a hit. Again, a lot of that material, a lot of the irrigation is dated.
The irrigation,
not everywhere, but in some areas,
okay.
The irrigation is dated. It looks like in some areas it hasn't been even on before we started. So you get it on, and the pipes are brittle, sprinklers breaking. So we're going in there, we're fixing those.
So okay, but you're communicating with our maintenance crew. Correct. Who's your point of contact?
David and Mike, but mainly David, Brand Connier.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mayor Pro Tem Wu.
Okay, thank you, Mayor. Okay, and again, I will not try to bash you. Okay, I hope you understand.
No.
We here try to work with you because you are our contractor.
Yeah.
Okay, I think a lot of responsibility possible is our public work department because the contract supervisor should be checking everything and work with you guys. Where is our responsibility? Where is you? But when we drive in, we see a lot of issue. Then we not just like we know, and we receive a lot of complaint. From the resident all the time. And I hope you understand. So we just want to share with you the frustration we have. But at the same time, city manager have to maybe demand our public work, and our contract supervisor, to see, and our, and the co-enforcement that we have staff to check about each issue. We have no idea which one belong to you, which one belong to the city. We just want to beautify the city, and we want the resident, off our back, complaining about what the heck you guys doing, why the city doesn't look nice. So I hope you understand. So hopefully with this meeting, and I know this is within fire, right? So we want to make sure we have a communication. We understand we really serious, really want to improve the city look. The represent the city, represent how we care and the people live in the community they're very proud of. So I hope you understand, and we hope we can work together and you can continue to improve, and if anything, the city really have to supervise with the public work, and a contract supervisor to see if this is not belong to them, we either including or are we taking care. If we don't have a step, then we didn't do it, so we don't have some issue or some of the stone drain, you have a weed coming out, going like a tree, right? I've been taking picture and give to the public work to say, hey, why our contractor didn't, it's so obviously right there. And the stone drain is not safe for you have a debris right there. So just want to share with you, again, improve. And then we continue to work with you since we have a contract and we can kind of work it together and make sure, all our city council address to you about the issue. You can help us to correct it. And then next time together, we will say, hey, good job. Thank you so much. You are excellent. Let's continue to renew your contract. I think this is what we want to do. So please help us to beautify our city and make sure our tree well and all the median. The median is what we care the most. We spend a lot of money for those trees, those flowers, and when you see the debris, trash, and it look horrible. Especially Azusa. Thank you for coming. Appreciate it. And again, no hard feeling. And we want you to continue to improve. Okay.
Councilman Cantos.
Thank you. And I appreciate you guys for your willingness to address these tough questions and echoing the Mayor Pro Tem and everyone here. Our goal isn't to attack, but it's literally to really facilitate improvement, but in a spirit of honesty to make sure that you guys know what our concerns are. And the things that I'm bringing up are within the contract too. And so appreciate your willingness to do things beyond what you've done, but also wanted to make sure you guys do a good job within the scope of the contract as well, because it is critical. And I wanted to let you guys know I have a volunteer corps, and there are people who are driving out with me and checking on all of this stuff. So I'm just telling you ahead of time because residents are literally frustrated to the point they're organizing So this is really for landscaping. I mean, because the thing is, we wanted it just to be in the background, just beautiful city and everything. And when this is happening, it's literally leading to significant frustration. So I will hope that you'll do better, and I hope that the next report will show things so much better. And if not, then we'll be back here again, and next time I'll be even tougher. But I'm really appreciative to you guys for your willingness to be here.
Yeah, and I think just to kind of close, this is also a collaborative effort, and so I understand you're mentioning some of the issues with keeping the weeds from growing and things like that, and so hopefully this is also being communicated and working together with staff, so then we can also provide solutions to make sure that the city does become that beautiful space, and that we are putting the proper things on our medians to make sure that they grow and they're healthy, and that we can remedy these issues so there aren't as many weeds to be spraying. And if you're going to spray and then the month later is when they're removed, then we're going to have a month of folks saying, "Why aren't you cleaning that up?" And what do we tell them on the phone? Hey,
3 weeks.
Yeah, they sprayed it on Wednesday. On the 2nd, November 2nd, it'll be cleaned. Yeah, that just doesn't flow, right? So just our ability to prevent, right, this from occurring. I think we'll make sure that we collaborate and work.
100%. I mean, we have to work together, and that's going to be the most successful we can do, right?
Yeah.
In standard practices, you put mulch in these planters. Yeah, standard practices, we spray it and we take care of it probably too.
Mm-hmm.
We will work on that.
Yeah.
If we're working together, we can be flexible. We also want the landscape to look good. I mean, that's why we do this for a living.
Right. Yeah, we want to promote you. We want people to see, wow, West Covina is so beautiful. How'd that happen? Well, Brightview is our contractor that is helping provide this beautiful city. Okay. All right. Are we good? Receive and file.
Move the motion to receive and file.
Second.
Oh, I'm seeing we no need for motion. Okay. Thank you. All right. It is. Ooh. Okay. So, City Council reports, AB 1234 conference and meeting reports. Councilman Cantos.
Just wanted to report back that spoke at the Options for Youth Learning. Public charter school, and it was really an incredible place for alternative learning. Is this the time for due reports? Is this?
Yes. Yeah, you're good.
Okay,
you're
great.
good. Yeah.
Okay, so that was really exciting, and it was really wonderful to get to be with everybody. On a different matter, I wanted to let you know, because of a partnership that we have with Goodwill Southern California, who's working closer with us now. For the community, if you know of veterans who are homeless in West Covina or in other areas around here, please call me at 626-926-9627 or email me at oli.cantos@westcovina.org, because there are work opportunities available where they're paid up to 300 for up to 300 hours of work. They're given job training, rental assistance with storage, all sorts of services. And all they need to do is just let us know, and I will link them up with Jessica from Goodwill Southern California. So that is an immediate way for us to help our homeless veterans right now, today. And I put out word on social media, and if anybody wants, and if anyone, including in the audience, who is in that situation, I will state and help link them up with people right away, because they're literally wanting to help people immediately, and I'll take care of that. On another matter, I think. Oh, actually, I think that's it for now. But I just really appreciate everyone's collaboration. There are just so many wonderful things happening in our community. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Mayor Pro Tem Wu. Yes. So are we now on? Okay. Yeah. So. Yeah, we can move on to Councilwoman Lopez Villaro. Yep.
as we brought back the landscape, I'd like to actually have city staff bring back the bus stop cleaning, because one of the resident showed me photos, showed the complaints, and he has visually seen what they do at our bus stops. They're not doing their job. The pictures obviously look very filthy, and so I'd like to see that report, or just the accountability on that. Hopefully you guys resolved that issue that we've had on Sunset Merced, but I'm sure that there are many, and there was actually two that I saw, but if we can take care of that and make sure that they are accountable of doing their job there.
Mayor Pro Tem Wu.
Just want to piggyback. I think last time we request regarding the bus stop, okay, and the budget, and the Full Hill Transit willing to give us some of the funding. So maybe we can look into using the funding to replace some of the really in trouble bus stop, okay, and some maybe do the cleaning, okay, and so I saw a lot of trash, okay. I think, okay, outside the Bridge Creek, okay, the retirement community that's oozed out, and it's happened all the places, including on the Citra, outside the condominium. So I think this is an issue. Yes, I agree. Okay, and we already addressed the issue last time, and we asking the Full Hill Transit to help us with some funding. Okay, and now another note I want to say is just want to comment, just want to thank, okay, and CAWC, and they put this magnificent event, that unbelievable, okay, and I think it broke the record, okay, of the city with so many people and with the promotion, and we don't know how many people will show up, but people, all races, all different kind of, resident people over there enjoying each other. Everybody smiling, friendly, and the most important thing is very safe and it's very clean. So I want to thank, okay, not only CAWC, but also the city staff over there, the police, the co-enforcement. It's a joint venture to put united, okay, the city together and throw a big party, and for our residents, for all the people to see how great our city is, that we can do something, okay, so quick, but that's so amazing, and bring people together with all different kind of culture. Okay, it's a cultural performance, so people can be proud about their background. Everybody welcome, all races over there. But we are one people, one human being, okay, enjoying each other. And I want to thank West Covina to provide, okay, this opportunity, including the CAWC, to get all this funding to pay forward so we can have this magnificent event. Okay, thank you.
Councilman Cantos.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I wanted to update everyone about a meeting that I had a couple weeks ago with an entity that approached me called Landify, and that is an entity where they actually support different entities, and there are 10 locations that they're working with in California or in other places domestically. They also have a place in Europe where they basically support different cities by redirecting old waste or dirt and that sort of thing, instead of it going to the landfill uselessly, to then instead use it to sculpt the land of whatever new development project cities have. And they don't have to have a say in what the projects are, but here with the BKK landfill and everything up there, just to sort of see with whatever projects we have to see what the possibilities are. It is way too early to say whether we should be supportive of that or not. But what I'd like to ask, for both, not only for environmental reasons, but also for reasons for development for us, that the city staff be authorized to move forward in looking into possibilities as to what they're proposing. They've said that they're willing to do any studies and provide reports to us regarding soil and other things and the feasibility. It is not to say that it should be done, but at least for the process of consideration, that if staff can be authorized to move forward with this possibility, then the city manager can work with them to obtain the information. And the best part about this is it's free to us. It doesn't cost us a penny to have to do the analyses that are necessary. There'd be documentation. Everything would come back here for full public review and city council review, and just asking that we proceed forward with even considering the idea through authorizing staff to do their work on this, and then for them to report back to us as to what the result could be. It could be, no, well, thanks anyway, this is not really feasible, or, oh my gosh, this could be great, because there's also possibility here of revenue generation, depending on if, let's say, they were to put we would have them use the dirt that they have available to help us create landmass into structure. And it doesn't mean that this is going to be a dump. It's not going to be BKK2. It's not going to be anything like that. But just to make sure we have all the facts, I'm just asking support from the council, just to authorize staff to proceed forward with this. And therefore, that is my mother, may I.
Mayor Pro Tem Wu?
I'm 100% against this, okay, because we closed the BKK in 1996, okay, and nothing is free in life. If they want to dump the dirt in our BKK, and supposedly we spend $15 million, the golf course bond, okay, and to put a grading over there. Now we're going to let people to dump their industrial waste, okay, construction waste, because that costs a lot of money to dump, and not going to go over here. Just think about Azusa. We beautify the media, and now we're going to have a big truck going through our city and basically dump the dirt into the BKK. That's a nightmare back into the prior to 1996. So, and they want to pay us for dumping the dirt. Okay, and how can they pay us unless they get paid by move all this industrial construction waste, the dirt, into our BKK? And okay, right now we're going to survey to do the thing, maybe CTR, this and that, and now we're going to move the truck and have them to do survey, and this is going to be will be upsetting the resident, including myself, to see the nightmare of a sea of the truck going through Azusa, damage our street, create pollution with all this dirt, okay? And no matter you say, okay, we just let them to look into it. Nothing's free to look into it, okay? If they feel like this is a chance, they're going to spend money, and they want to make sure they can have each can over there, so they can move their dirt over there, and again, okay? And while they go to the desert, they come to West Covina, dump over there. So when I receive this, okay, I will explain to you, I won't support this, because I'm the champion, okay, really happy in 1996, the BKK closed, and that by previous council really fight forward to clean up the city. The dirt is going to be polluted with dirt, this and that, into the sky and into the neighborhood. It's not healthy at all. And if we thinking about that, it's not going to be healthy, and we don't even want them to start it and waste their money just using them, because we're not going to use their service, or not going to let them dump the dirt, then why we started with letting to survey, since we already have surveyor with a golf course, that we spend $15 million. We're still paying $500,000 a year on those interests, because we want to build a golf course. And there's already secret approval with Clubhouse back in 2000, maybe, Paulina know the year, 2010, okay, we approved the golf course bond. Okay, that's found with development agency, I think prior to 2008. Okay, so we already have last secret approval. So in that way, why we go back to the dump again, that's just impossible. So I won't support this, Madam Mayor.
Councilman Contos?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. It's literally a fact-finding approach, and if it's not to say we should or shouldn't, but part of our role as leaders is to look for innovative possibilities. And sometimes there's a risk that it won't work in the sense of even looking at things. But to me, this is our job as members of this council to look for innovative solutions. Because right now, without this and who knows what else, we don't have any other. I don't know of any other solution. So at least we should look at this. Again, I don't know what the reports will come back with. I don't know. And I can't be supportive of what I haven't seen, but I don't want to just close off the possibility without our at least having them provide us with their data. Again, it won't cost us anything. And then if they come back with a report that we don't approve of, then that's it. It's done.
Well, I'll go ahead and second your mother, may I? So I guess we get a roll call.
A roll call. I have a motion by Councilman Contos to work with, I didn't get the name of the company, Councilman.
Landify, Landify.
With Landify, to have a motion by Councilman Contos to work with Landify, direct staff to work with Landify to look at their options with the city. And I have a second by Mayor Calderon Tabatabai. Councilman Contos?
Aye.
Councilwoman Diaz?
Abstain.
Councilwoman Lopez Viado?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Wu?
No.
Mayor Calderon Tabatabai?
Aye.
So I have 3 ayes, 1 abstain, and 1 no. So it'll move forward. Thank you.
Okay. Any other Mother Mayors? Any council comments?
Done.
All right. Well, just want to thank staff again for all the great work that you have been putting forward, all the wonderful events, and just the work you do to keep the city going. Again, for anyone interested, Hispanic Heritage Month event tomorrow at Plaza West Covina from 6 to 8. And then all the other events we have going on in October. And one of the unofficial but official West Covina events, we know Halloween is coming, and we know that we have a special block in West Covina, but we'll talk about that more next meeting as we have the huge 10,000 Halloween trick-or-treaters coming through our city. All right, so if someone would like to adjourn.
I'll adjourn.
Do we have a second?
Second. No.
Meeting is adjourned.